Alright, here we are for the last match. Mardu Pyromancer. Let's see if we can do better than the last one. His hand is great. Easy keep. It's a little clunky with this Lingering Souls, but I'm pretty confident Inquisition plus Lightning Bolt will be able to bridge us into a spot where we can use both these two cards in our hand. See what our opponent is working with. Opponent is on Scapeshift here. The Primeval Titan Scapeshift deck. Got 3 lands. Reclamation Sage is not particularly good against us in the main deck. Sweltering Suns, however, is. But here, wow, he doesn't even have green land. He just has Mountain and a Valakut. Wow. Our opponent has a clunky hand he's brought to the table here. So the Scapeshift deck needs a lot of lands to work. So I think we're just going to take the Farseek here and just deprive him of a land. So, because we don't really care about our removal spells in this at this time, and we can play around the Sweltering Suns now that we know about it, and we don't care about his 2/1 creature. So we'll take Farseek. Yeah, the deck needs to get to 7 or 8 lands to be able to use Scapeshift plus Valakut combo, or 6 lands for Primeval Titan. So we're just going to deprive him a land and hope that is good. Alright, so land go for us. Nothing much to do. I don't think we're going to want to cast this Lightning Bolt to his face. Pretty unlikely that that is a good line. If he just plays Mountain Go here, we're in a great spot. Now he did draw a green source. Okay. We will start off with a Faithless Looting. Ooh, 2 Thoughtseizes. Thoughtseize is very good because we can take away his Primeval Titan. So that is a great sign here. Yeah, we're going to strip away his hand pretty hard here. We're going to discard Lightning Bolt and Lingering Souls for a couple reasons. 1, we don't want to go too hard on Lingering Souls because of Sweltering Sun. And 2, we want to power up this Bedlam River. And 3, Lightning Bolts doesn't have any good targets against him in the main board. Even though he has a Reclamation Sage in hand, we don't actually care about that. So we'll discard these 2 cards. We'll cast Thoughtseize this turn. Take away a Primeval Titan. We will cast Lightning Bolt. We were not going to take that anyway, so that's actually very nice for us. Let's see what he has. So here, I like taking away Primeval Titan. And what would the next card we can take away be? Next card after that we should take away is probably Search for Tomorrow, just to make sure he doesn't draw more lands. Yeah, I like that. We'll take away Primeval Titan, and then we'll take away Search for Tomorrow. Just keeping him on a low land count is very critical. Search for Tomorrow. And now he's got a bunch of random cards that aren't very good at much of anything. Like he's just got a 2/1 and a random sweeper. Place his Mountain. Alright. So this does cast 2, but I don't even know if it's worth casting here. I kind of like just casting Lingering Souls, holding up Lightning Bolt, and saying go. I think we can cast Lightning Bolt end of his turn, either on his face or on our on a Reclamation Sage. We don't really care which, so. In this way, he doesn't get to cycle his Sweltering Suns. He just like committed to getting rid of these 2 spirits. We do want to cast Reveler somewhat soon, though. Sure, he cast this. That's fine. We're going to cast Lightning Bolt on his face here. Pass. Doesn't draw a land, so that's good. Ooh. So here, I don't even think Kolaghan's Command is that good. We're just going to cast Reveler and increase our clock substantially, especially by getting this Lingering Souls into the graveyard. That's great for us. Ooh, a Blood Moon is a huge trump against his deck, because if you turn off Valakut the Molten Pinnacle, it will no longer deal damage to you. And currently he has no force in play, so he'll just be completely locked out of the game if we cast this Blood Moon next turn. That continues to be the case. And I think he will concede after we cast a Blood Moon this next turn. That will be a chump blocker. That is actually very good in this situation, because now he doesn't actually concede to a Blood Moon. He's just only mostly dead to a Blood Moon. Well, that's irritating. So I think we're going to attack first and hope he fetches a mountain, because if he fetches a mountain, we still get to get him with Blood Moon. So let's attack, see how he blocks. And if he uses the Sacred Tribe Elder, if he fetches a mountain, we're in a great spot here. He's going to fetch. Let's hope he doesn't fetch for a forest. If it's a mountain, we win, and it is a mountain. Sweet. So not only will we shut off this Reclamation Sage in his hand, but we're going to shut off Primeval Titans and a whole bunch of other cards. Sweet. So now it's basically impossible to win without a green source, but he has a forest, so he's not dead yet, but yeah, that's actually gas for him, because he gets the Reclamation Sage, the Blood Moon, so that's actually quite an impressive turnaround. But we're going to cast a second Blood Moon and just rain on his parade, unfortunately. Alright. So we'll cast Blood Moon, get the Prowess trigger, get in. Still should be very hard for him to win from this spot. Chooses not to block, it looks like, or will he block? Just takes 4. That's fine. He would need to have like another Reclamation Sage or a Forest Primeval Titan to have a shot at this game, but he's just so far behind here. What is this? What do you have? I can't imagine having a card that really can swing the game with just one card in hand. If he will try to race, he's going to lose the race, so. Alright. So here, what to do here? Could cast a Lingering Souls. That puts a decent amount of pressure on. I don't think casting this Collective Brutality is really worth much here, so I'm going to cast Lingering Souls to apply more pressure. It's always great when you can get a Prowess trigger in before attacking to get the +1/+1 for for the attacks. See what he can do here. Wouldn't be surprised if he conceded it this turn. It's pretty, I'm probably 95% to win from this position. Oh. So he's going to be able to get a forest, so it means if he's able to find a Primeval Titan, he can cast it next turn. So next turn we're going to actually cast Collective Brutality with 2 modes, because if he has a card called Summoner's Pact, that would mean that he could potentially, Summoner's Pact is a 0 mana green instant. He can search for a green creature card and add it to his hand, but he has to pay 4 during his next turn. So this would mean we could take away, what's it called? Take away the Summoner's Pact if he had it, and if he does have Summoner's Pact and responds with it, he can't cast Primeval Titan next turn because he'd have to pay 4 mana in his upkeep. So we will escalate 2 modes. Drain, once again, target, discard Lingering Souls. Let's see what he has. He's got a Primeval Titan. Wow. So he actually does have a pretty small chance at that, because we're just going to be applying so much pressure. Like next turn, yeah, there's no way he can win because of the Blood Moon in play. He can cast a Primeval Titan and get 2 lands, but there's nothing he can do with that really. Next turn we can at least put him down to 1, because we can Collective Brutality for 2, and then attack for, I think if we escalate, make this a 4/4, escalate 3 times, make it a 4/4, this will become a 4/5. He has to chump block with his Titan, so we will do that. So we'll discard Inquisition and Sacred Foundry, do 3 modes. So this way he has to chump block when we attack with the Bedlam Reveler. So he basically dies here. Yep, because what happens here, he would go to 3. I have a 4/5, he's got a 4/4, he has to chump block, and he still goes to 1, so there's just no coming back from this. Alright. So this should be a pretty favorable matchup, because we have 4 Blood Moon, which is an insane hoser card, and we get to bring in 3 Molten Rains. This deck, like I said, needs to get to 7 or 8 lands to win consistently, or cast like 6, 7, or 8 lands, cast Primeval Titan, or cast Escape Shift for the victory. So that's going to be a huge problem for him. We're going to bring in Collective Brutality because we want another discard effect. Fatal Push is really bad here. Kolaghan's Command is also pretty bad. Just not that reliable at getting rid of the threat you need. The threats you need to deal with. Dreadborn Terminate deal with Primeval Titan, so they can kind of stay. Lightning Bolt doesn't deal with Primeval Titan, but it is a clock, so there's that. Get rid of these cards for sure. Probably just another Kolaghan's Command. It's just too slow and clunky. Lingering Souls is pretty awkward too, because he's got sweepers. So it could be that too, to be honest. But yeah, I'll keep one of the Kolaghan's Commands, cut one of the Lingering Souls. Kolaghan's Command can at least make him discard a card, so that's a huge thing as well. But we should be pretty favored here, as long as he doesn't have a super fast start. But you want to see as many discard spells as possible here. This is... ugh. If we had one more land, this hand would be great, but we do not. Ugh. I think we should mulligan this hand, even though it's got Blood Moon and 2 Molten Rains. I think we're going to want to have a land that's more consistent with more lands. I think we'll be... oh, crap, I pressed keep. That's alright. Our opponent's mulliganing to 5, so... that's very good that opponent mulliganed to 5. Put a card on top. I did press keep by accident, but what can you do? We really do need to draw a land this turn. I will cast Lightning Bolt here. Actually, no, I don't think I'll cast Lightning Bolt here. Search for tomorrow suspended. We really just need to draw a land. Land. That's a Thoughtseize, so that's something. Ooh. What do we have here? So I think here I'm going to take away his Sakura Tribe Elder. We're just going to keep him on a low land count, just like last game. Just try to keep on a low land count. Nature's Claim will deal with our Blood Moon, but our plan is if we get to 3 lands, just to Stone Rain him out of existence at this point. Just destroy all of his lands, because we happen to draw all 3 Stone Rains. So we will take Sakura Tribe Elder here. We can Lightning Bolt his Faith. We can Lightning Bolt his Tireless Tracker. Scapeshift will not become relevant for a very long time. So let's draw a land. This might be lands. What did we draw here? We drew another Thoughtseize and another Young Pyromancer. Well, this is getting awkward very quickly. I think we're actually going to discard 2 Young Pyromancers here. No, we should probably discard at least... yeah, I think 2 Young Pyromancers is probably the way to go. We don't really need a threat right now. We just need to be able to stop him from doing things. So that is unfortunate. We did not draw into a land yet. Let's see. If he just casts Tireless Tracker this turn, we will certainly Lightning Bolt it. He doesn't draw a land, so yeah, let's cast Thoughtseize. Okay, a second Scapeshift is really bad. Primeval Titan is a card that could be a problem for us if we don't draw enough lands soon enough. I think that this Nature Claim is irrelevant. I think that we're just, like I said, we're just going to Stone Rain for forever. So I think instead of Nature's Claim, we could just take, what's it called? Primeval Titan. As weird as that sounds, but I think that Primeval Titan is probably our best take here, because it's just a card we can't beat if it comes down. But Nature's Claim, we don't really care about that much right now. If he plays land Tireless Tracker, that's fine. That's fine too. It's basically a slow land. Just need to draw a land here. There's a land. That's awesome. So land go. Let's see. What do you get here? Sure. Yeah, getting forest makes sense in a Blood Moon matchup. So he will cast Tireless Tracker. If he has a land drop, that'd be really annoying. He suspends his search for tomorrow. Interesting. Instead of casting a tireless tracker. Let's draw a land. We drew a land. Yes. So here we're going to fetch Swamp. Swamp, Sacred Foundry, Molten Rain. I think that seems fine. Molten Rain has Cinder Glade, of course. Deal a couple damage to him. Will not have the lands this turn. He does draw a land. Will he cast Tireless Tracker? I would if I was him. Very good. If we draw land, we get to go do both things. But here I think we just Lightning Bolt, just to make sure we deal with his threat here. Take care of this. Then pass. He does have a couple more lands than we would have hoped, but he doesn't have that many forests in his deck, so he might just have to find a mountain here. Yeah. Ooh, Bloodstained Mire is quite a nice one here. Just depriving him of lands for as long as possible. We don't want to see him get to 6 lands at any point in the near future. And we will fetch here. We want to thin our deck. At this point, play this, play this. Soon we'll cast Bedlam Reveler. But first I think we have to either find a discard spell, or I'm not sure what we want to do here. I think casting Lightning Bolt is probably fine at this point. Seeing we're going to cast Bedlam Reveler soon. Let's see. Faithless Looting. Yeah, let's cast Faithless Looting here. If we find a discard spell and get to, yes. So we'll discard Faithless Looting and Lightning Bolt. Cast Inquisition. Hopefully take his only nature's. Take the only nature's claim, and then we'll cast Blood Moon. So discard Faithless Looting, Lightning Bolt. Cast Inquisition. Take nature's claim. Keep him with Scapeshift. Cast Blood Moon. And now he's basically screwed. He's fetching Response. Not sure why he would need to do this. I guess just to thin. Or, yeah, to get another forest into play. Yes, that makes sense. He's got a 3rd forest. So now if he draws land, Primeval Titan, he could cast it. But we're going to be fueling up the Bedlam Reveler, so he drew a Valakut this turn. Alright. So Let's see, we will Bedlam Reveler here. This will be very good. We could Thoughtseize, take away one of his. We could Thoughtseize and take away one of the Scape Shifts, but it doesn't actually do anything. Like a redundant Scape Shift probably doesn't change much, so. Is it worth it to do it? To be honest, I'd rather Faithful Suiting after casting this Bedlam Reveler, so we'll just pass on that. Casting Faithful Suiting, getting rid of a couple cards seems better. Well, I think we'll cast another Bedlam Reveler just to apply a lot of pressure. Yeah, I like that. These cards aren't doing much for us. Here we'll play land. We can't do anything else this turn, so we'll play land, go. Opponent's just drawing really poorly here for him. So let's see, can we kill him this turn? We can get 2 pumps. So this will drop him to 10. Cast a second. Yes, this is game here. Escalate 2 modes. This will end the game. We'll cast the Lingering Souls, or we'll cast the Faithful Suiting, and that will end the game. He's got 1 Scape Shift, cast Faithful Suiting. There we go. Attack for 10, and that is the game. Alright, and that's it. 3-1 with Mardu Pyromancer and 0-1 against the Wizards deck. Alright.